Hello everyone and welcome to my natural. How are you doing? Welcome to this beautiful mess. Today we're going to be talking about cleansers, and this video has sort of been activated by the video where I spoke about African black soap. I got so many questions about people asking me like, okay, so I've been using black soap, what do I use now? Whatever I'm using is not working for me. Like, how do I choose a good cleanser for my skin? That's what this video is about, and that's what I'm here to explain to you. Okay, before we go on, I'd just like to give you guys a disclaimer that this is not a video where I'm going to come and tell you to use certain products. I'm not here to recommend products to you, and this is because skincare is not one size fits all. We all have different skincare types, skincare goals, current products that we're using, and that makes it very complex in terms of recommending products. If I was to recommend a cleanser, it has to fit in with all the other products that you're using for you to be able to achieve your skincare goals. So I'm not gonna be able to recommend products, but this video here is just to give you information so you can know how to be able to change your skincare products depending on your needs and your goals. I mean, your skincare routine is supposed to be changing with weather, with new goals. Once you heal from something, what's the next thing you can work on? So your skincare routine needs to be very, very malleable. So me recommending one product and I die on that cross of that product is not the best thing for me to do. So I hope you guys understand. So let's talk cleansers. There's many ways you can classify cleansers, but I just like to simplify it and say that there's foaming cleansers and non-foaming cleansers. Foaming cleansers are the ones that are usually looking gel-like or cream-like, and then once they come into contact with water and you rub them against each other, I don't know if that sounds correct, then they start to foam. Those are foaming cleansers. In the past, they've really been recommended to people who have oily skin because they really clean your face up completely. Non-foaming cleansers are typically recommended for people who have dry skin, and I'm saying typically because I may have a slightly different opinion. You'll find like the non-foaming cleansers is your micellar cleanser. That famous Garnier micellar cleanser is a cleanser, and there are actually people who use it on its own. Cream cleansers, some of them are non-foaming, and oil cleansers. I don't know if you guys have seen the new mitts and bamboo cloths that are going on around. Those are also considered cleansers. Bar soaps also fall into the foaming cleansers. However, I have always discouraged, and I will continue to discourage, the use of bar soaps. This includes African black soap and all the other soaps you can think of. This is because the base that they use for the soaps is pretty much the same. What is different, or what turns out to be different, is probably the turmeric that they put in or the coconut that they put in. That's what is typically different. Unless a brand has particularly told you that our bar soap, we have worked so hard on it and we are reducing the pH on our bar soaps, I would encourage you to refrain from particular soaps like that. Now that we understand foaming and non-foaming, we also need to understand that there's a difference between cleansing your skin and washing your skin. Cleansing your skin, where you can use cleansers like the micellar water. So let me use micellar water as a non-foaming, and let's say a gel cleanser as a foaming option. So I just want to see how the two work together. For example, you've put on makeup, or you have a job that you work that exposes you to a lot of pollution. What you want to do is to start your skincare by cleansing. Oil cleansers work very well. Non-foaming cleansers typically work very well, and this is because they tend to remove the makeup. If you're wearing makeup every day, you want to cleanse your face before you wash. Even if you take a bar of geisha soap and wash your face and you have makeup, you're not gonna remove all the makeup. So you need to have that step where you remove your makeup, you cleanse your face before you go to the step of washing. Washing, I'm just repeating this again, washing does not cleanse your face. There are people who work those jobs that expose them to a lot of pollution. You want to cleanse your face with, let's say, the micellar water or an oil cleanser, and then now you can go ahead into your step of using a face wash. Now this is usually sometimes called double cleansing, where you first cleanse with something that is oily and then you cleanse your face with something that typically washes. And by washing, I'm saying removing all that. Like, I hope you guys are understanding what I'm trying to say, because this is very, very difficult to distinguish. So that's the difference between the two. So I do encourage double cleansing, but for some people, things like oil cleansing, even if your skin is oily, oil cleansing has been known. There are studies that have been shown that oil cleansing really, really works for people who have oily skin. The next question, or the next obvious thing to ask me is, so okay, you've told me all that information, how do I choose a cleanser? The first thing is to make sure that your cleanser does not dry your skin out. If you use a cleanser and your skin feels tight and dry and like squeaky clean, then that cleanser is actually dehydrating your skin. The other thing is, if you find your cleanser saying that it's an oil-free cleanser, that's not the best one to use. Whether you have oily skin, combination skin, or dry skin, that's not the best one to use, because what happens when you use oil-free product, your skin tends to go, or it assumes that your environment is so dry and everything everything around you is so dry, so it feels the need to overproduce sebum, and that's not what you want, especially if you have oily skin. Your skin needs oils despite the fact that you have oily skin. My opinion is that I believe that non-foaming cleansers are better than foaming cleansers. However, if you really want to use a foaming cleanser, then why not use a double cleansing method, where you use a non-foaming, or you cleanse your skin before you go ahead and you use the wash, which could dry your skin out. So in that circumstance, I would say double cleansing if you want to really use a wash, but otherwise non-foaming cleansers would be best because they're gentle and they still clean your face really well. At this stage of cleansing, you can actually introduce things that we call actives. You can introduce your acids. You can introduce salicylic acid and lactic acid based cleansers because maybe you want to exfoliate at this stage. Now, studies have shown that using exfoliators or using acids works better when you use them as toners or as serums, not so much as cleansers, but it does work. I have been using salicylic acid as a cleanser if need be, and I feel like it has worked for me, but studies have shown that they work best at your toning or at your serum stage. If you feel like you really want to get rid of your acne, then or you have acne prone skin, then you can get a salicylic acid based cleanser. But just note that salicylic acid and lactic acid are both exfoliators. You do not need, I repeat, you do not need an exfoliating step once you've used those acids because they are chemical exfoliators. Another way to know how to choose a cleanser is that it has to work with your overall skincare goals. It has to work with all your products, and just that goes to the previous point that I was talking about, where you cannot have, or you can have a salicylic acid cleanser, but you can't have a toner that has salicylic acid, a moisturizer that has a salicylic acid, and then a serum that has salicylic acid. You're really going to mess yourself up. So you also have to know, if I'm using salicylic acid in my cleanser, maybe I need to get a lactic acid toner, but then you need to remember that you're not going to use a facial scrub on your face because we're done with, it's 2020, we're done with using physical scrubs and we're only using chemical scrubs. You might want to put niacinamide maybe in your moisturizer, or you want to add ceramides into your moisturizer. So you need to make sure that your whole skincare routine together as a whole meshes together to work for the better of your skincare goals. I don't know if I've left out anything, but if I have, feel free to DM me, feel free to ask me questions in the comment section. But I had asked like a few minutes before I did this video for people to ask me questions that I'm gonna answer on here, so let me answer a few questions. Kemi Megan asks, mine is on brands to use, are the Garnier ones any good? Also foaming or non-foaming cleansers? I think I've already answered that question, where I'm not gonna recommend brands. If you really want me to personalize or to help you with your skincare routine, feel free to DM me, but I'm not gonna tell you brands. I have to know your skincare goals. I have to know what it is that you're struggling with, what your needs are, your goals, and what you're currently using for me to recommend or tell you whether a particular product is good. Also, non-foaming or non-foaming, I personally like non-foaming, but it also depends on your skincare needs and what you want. Ima Ogalo asks, what is your take on turmeric soap and pH of soap should be? So question one, my take on turmeric soap is that they're all the same. If it's a bar soap, they're all the same. Turmeric in products is good, but turmeric alone is not the best. But turmeric is okay. Turmeric in products is really good, but if it's in a bar soap form, I've already explained what that could happen. Unless a brand has explicitly told you that our turmeric soap has a lower pH, I would not encourage you to use it. pH of soap should be anything between 4.5 to 6. Our natural skin's pH is 4.5 to 5.5. Things like black soap have a pH of 9 to 10. Any product that has a pH of 4.5 to 6 should be good for your skin. Dean asks, should we be using different cleansers during our nighttime and daytime skincare routine? I would say yes and no. Yes, because maybe you have different goals. So for example, maybe in the evening, when you come home in the evening, you have all this pollution and everything, and all you want to do is maybe use a cleanser, so like a non-foaming cleanser that removes your makeup and all the pollution from your face. And because you also want, and because maybe in the morning you're using like a foaming cleanser before you go to work, you want that balance that your cleansers can give you. So why I say no is, why not just one double cleanse or 2, find a product that fits both your needs. So that's why I'm saying yes or and no. Nizi K says, hey, what cleansers are good for an oily face? Again, this is the same thing I'm responding to, is that I cannot give you or tell you a particular product. I have to know your skincare needs, your skincare goals, your skincare type, your environment, like so many things before I can actually recommend products to use. I hope I've not forgotten anything. If I have, I'm either gonna follow it up with another video, but feel free to DM me, or in the comment section feel free to ask questions. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye.